All right. Well, that was kind of a hot mess. Hey, everybody.
Hello, everyone. We made it.
We made it.
Woo! That
Just
was a close one,
barely.
and I wasn't helpful at all.
Oh, you just,
I just sit
nothing you
over
could
here and
do. Hi, friends.
hi,
Welcome to Tomato
everyone.
Talk Live. I'm Lauren.
And I'm Jen. It's good to be here tonight. I am ready to talk about tomatoes
Yes,
in
that's what
this
we do.
gardening year. Woo!
Well, I know you're not alone, and we'll get to talking about this. You've had a rough go of it the past, well, all season, haven't you?
Fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
If it's your first time joining us, welcome. We come to you on normally on the first Friday of the month. We're back. This is the first Friday of the month. Welcome to
Yeah, it
August.
is. It's August. Oh my
It
golly.
is.
Oh yeah.
Um, and we like to talk tomatoes. Jen and I, we're friends. We co-moderate a group called Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap on Facebook with
Mhm.
Kina, and we have done this for a little over a year now.
A little over a
And
year. Yep.
we talk tomatoes, and we like to talk with you, our live viewers. If you're able to join us live, we also really honor those who are watching the recordings as well. Hello.
Hello.
But we like it to be an interactive broadcast, and we like to show as many comments on the screen as possible. So hey, Swamp Bitch, thanks for being here. Tomato Family, hi Rowena, thanks for being here.
Brianna
Anthony
said I was
Smith,
the supervisor.
what's that?
I was supervising you fixing things earlier.
My mouse was not letting me click on anything, which is a bit of a problem. Hi, Kelly. Thanks for being here. Dee's Garden Adventures. Hi there. Hi, Michael. Thanks for being here. Um, how excited are y'all about the tomato named after each of you? Shall we bring that up? I
Oh,
think we shall.
I think so. I want to bring it up everywhere I go.
Why don't you tell them?
Well, Lauren was messaged by Tatiana from Tomato Eden. Was it? I can't remember what day it was. It was about a week ago, right? And she said that
Just a couple days ago.
she said she had a surprise for us. And I was thinking it was just like some seeds or something. She had like this really cool variety that she just
That's
created.
what
And
I
she
was
was
thinking.
going to send us seeds, or maybe she was stabilizing something and she was going to ask us to help stabilize it. And no, she created 3 tomatoes and then named them after us. That was the surprise. There's our
She
tomatoes.
did.
Oh, and I lost my
Yeah.
mind.
I think she messaged me Monday, and then I told you and Kina that she's got a surprise of some kind for us or a gift.
Right. Yeah. And
And
then
then it was the
Tuesday.
next day,
Mhm.
she told us that starting, I think she said they'll be dry. They're drying now. They'll be available on her site in a few weeks. This is tomatoeden.net. She's in Latvia and one of our favorite vendors. Maybe now our all-time favorite vendor, just
Oh,
because
yeah.
she named the tomato after us. But I mean, what an honor! I was talking about it yesterday in my Thursday show, and I cried because
Yeah.
it really is just such an honor. Like, what do you
Yeah.
even
Like,
say?
yeah. To,
So
to,
these are our tomatoes. That's the Lauren. They're all in F4 generation.
to
Lauren,
yeah.
Kina, and Jennifer. I didn't write down the crosses,
Description.
but I did share them yesterday. But
Yeah. To think
yeah,
someone thinks that much of you that they created a tomato and then is naming it after you.
I
It's like,
know. I
what?
know. It's
What?
it's like you can't thank her enough because
No, like,
thanks
thank
aren't
you.
quite
Like,
enough.
what is thank you? Like,
Yeah.
that's not good.
No, no, it's really not. But yeah, to answer your question, we're very, very excited.
Oh, super
And
excited. I might even try to grow that thing through the winter.
I was thinking the same
Yeah,
thing.
I probably will be an epic failure, but at least deer won't get it.
Can True, but maybe the kitty cats will.
Nah, they don't care about the tomatoes. They're everywhere and they don't care. They like the basil though that I grow indoors.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, cats love basil. It's actually good for them.
Oh, I did not know
They
that.
always eat my basil. Yeah.
Speaking of basil, Malachite Jen's here. She says, making some basil vinaigrette as I listen tonight. Finally have some ripe
Ooh,
slicers to try. Which ones, Jen?
nice.
Do
Yay.
tell.
Yeah, yeah. I want to hear.
Exciting. we want to hear from you guys. Like, how's your season going so far? What have you
Yes.
harvested lately
Yeah.
that you've liked, that you haven't liked? Please, tell us what's going on with you. 82 right now in Western Virginia.
Yeah, I read
And
that and I thought she said West Virginia. And I'm like, oh, she lives in, then I'm like, Western Virginia. The whole thing where we all like broke apart from each other. We had to
now
be
your
special.
enemies.
West Virginia.
Drew's out killing squash bugs. Hot and humid in New Hampshire. We had a little bit of rain yesterday when I was on the air. It rained for a whopping 10 minutes. But then today we got rain for maybe 35 minutes. And it's been a big, big drought here in my neck of the woods of New Jersey. It
Hmm.
really hadn't rained at all in like a month. So this was very, very needed.
Yeah, we haven't gotten
Um,
anything. I think we got some
hey, Heidi.
rain a week ago. No, yeah, it was like a week and a half ago. We got like a good overnight rain. And that was like the only rain we've had in 2 months. I'm
Yeah, it's been
like, well,
brutal.
just forget it now. I don't need it anymore.
And then so many of you are having nonstop rain, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
now you don't
yeah.
need it
Lots of
anymore.
disease because of it. And it's just like, ugh,
Yeah.
it's been a rough year. But
Yeah.
it's fine. It's fine. I'm done with it. I washed my hands of 2024. I'm just going to plan on 2025.
And we've got Micro-palooza coming up,
Yeah, yeah.
which is like,
September
hi,
1st.
Dana.
I'm
Oh,
going
and
to start a
Sathya,
whole
you like
bunch of
my t-shirt,
micros.
Sathya? Sathya got me this shirt. It says just a girl
Oh,
who loves tomatoes. I had a
oh,
birthday
it's
this week and
pretty.
Sathya sent this to me. Thank you, Sathya, and all sorts of other goodies too. Um, so
Oh,
Micro-palooza, for those of you in our group, again, it's Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap. We hope that you're a member, but if you're not, please join us. We're much different. If you belong to other tomato groups, we're much different, trust me. Um, we're really a place for the true tomato enthusiast to learn and connect and be a family, and we do swap seeds and have games and things like that. And we appeal to everybody from the beginner to those who have been growing for a long time. But last year we started November 1st. We did something we called Micro-palooza, and it's really just a matter of whoever wanted to participate decided to grow micro dwarf tomatoes indoors. And you can do it hydroponically in soil or whatever. And then, we just kind of shared progress pictures along the way. I wanted to do more with it as far as keeping things organized, and I did not. But it was really fun, and it's a great way to like quench your thirst and hunger for growing tomatoes in the off season. And we voted, right? We voted in the group
earlier.
to do it earlier, right?
Yeah.
November 1st was not giving us tomatoes in like January, which is what we wanted. So
Mhm.
we
Things,
voted on
I think,
September 1st.
I think things sometimes grow a little bit slower when they don't have that natural sunlight.
They
So
definitely
it just
do.
takes a little bit longer. And then
Yeah,
sometimes micros just they take forever to ripen anyways.
they do.
Even in
They
the sun,
do.
it's just like, what is wrong with you? You've been green for like 20 weeks.
It feels like for sure. So for anybody wanting to take part in that, there's really nothing for you to sign up with. We made an announcement in the group just so you can get your seeds ready. And if you don't have seeds for micro dwarfs, there's a lot of different ways you can get them. You can purchase them, which I've got a couple things to talk about in a minute. But you can also, in the group, we've got Micro Dwarf Mondays. You can request 5 different varieties each week. We've got Seed Seeking Saturday. You can request 5 different varieties each week. We've got our Most Wanted post. So there's lots of micro lovers in the group like me who are collectors, and I'm sure they would love to swap with you.
Mhm.
We also have couple vendors. Forgotten Heirlooms, our friend Ken is his not a new website, but he's recently put up a whole bunch of new micros just as of this week. So you want to check him out at forgottenheirlooms.com. And then our friend Helena at Meraki Seeds in Greece announced today that she's having a micro sale, 30% off starting
Ooh,
today through the 8th. And
wow.
she said she's adding a whole bunch new micros as well. So
Oh, very cool.
um, they do ship I think she ships everywhere in the world just about. I'm in the United States, and from Greece, it usually takes about 2 to 3 weeks. So you
I
want
have a
to
lot of lawn keepers
check
too.
her out. Oh, right. She's got a great selection of lawn keepers. Yeah.
Mhm.
And she's a nice person too, so you want to check them out. But anyway, so you were talking about starting over, and so we can look forward with Micro-palooza, right?
Yes,
Do you
yes.
want to tell
Just
everybody that may not know what's going on?
oh,
I know you
well,
don't.
I lost both of my gardens basically to my garden here at the house was starting to struggle weeks ago. Like the plants, there were some of you may know I don't like to water my garden, so I just refused to do
Excuse me, we
it.
are dry farmers. That's what we are.
And I paid the price for it.
Yeah.
I did water it a couple of times, but it was just of no use because it was like upper 90s for days and days on end, which isn't really like normal for here. Like we've never had a summer like this that's been this
No.
hot for this long and this dry. Like I cannot like we've at least got one decent rain like a week, like something a week. But this it was like weeks and weeks of absolutely nothing. And the
Yeah.
heat. So my garden started to struggle, I don't know, mid-June, which I started getting some ripe tomatoes, which like I'm glad I got something because usually like last week would be just the week I started to harvest slicers, which I'm finished harvesting
Yeah.
slicers last week. So I got stuff in the ground super early in May, and they everything took off and looked great because it rained a lot in May until the very end of May, and then it got like it just jumped like 20 degrees and stayed near 100.
Yeah.
And then my saving grace was Materville. I was like, Materville, it had these big, gorgeous green tomatoes on it. And I was like, well, if I can just keep that alive. So I was watering it at least once a week, maybe not every week, but I was trying to like at least keep it going. And then was it Saturday that I messaged you? Friday
It
or
was
Saturday.
Saturday. I was with
Saturday.
family,
Yeah,
yeah.
I remember I edited the video now. Yeah, I went over to because the Saturday before that I had harvested a pretty good harvest, but just that's the day it like rained. Just as I started to like label everything, it poured down rain on me. And it only rained for like 5 minutes. And
Of
it
course.
didn't rain at my house. It only rained at Materville for 5 minutes. And so I didn't even get to label stuff. I left stuff laying in the aisle of the rows. If you know, Materville's like these two 100-foot rows of just tomatoes. And I left like, I don't know, 30, 40 tomatoes unlabeled because my boxes that I was putting them in were
Oh,
soaked through full of
yeah.
water, and I would try to like lift them up and they would just all the tomatoes would roll out, and I'm soaking wet and filthy dirty. You got that green tomato tar all over you from whatever you were doing with your plants. So I left stuff over there thinking, well, maybe I'll go over and stuff might be okay. Maybe I could save seeds. And when I got into Materville, the fencing that I had, I could see had been like ripped apart in several places, and a new deer had gotten in there because could see them trying the week before. They had like got on it and like pushed a piece of it down or was trying, and you could see where they had reached and ate like half of a tomato. I was like, man, I even said in the video, if they figure out that they can get in here, I'm done for. And they ripped it
Mm,
down. So I knew I needed new fencing. So shame on me, but I'm not investing in it in this year. I'll make
yeah.
sure I have fencing up next year. And someone said they left me a comment in a video that maybe I should put up like a noise. There's something on Amazon, some sort of noise thing that
Oh,
I could get. I haven't looked into it. I didn't like
I know they
fully
make,
read.
like, those deer alerts for the front of your cars because we live in an area with a lot of deer, and they look like little horns or something. There's something about it has a noise that deer don't like, so maybe it's something similar.
I'll figure something else. I mean,
Yeah,
I think that the way it's positioned, the only reason they stayed out last year is because they didn't want to jump over. I mean, it was just a crappy deer fence. It wasn't even that
yeah,
high or anything. And but the way that Materville's set up, I don't think they wanted to jump into it because to jump they'd have to like possibly hit the fencing of one of the rows, and I think it kind of kept them out. But when they
mhm,
were able to like the plastic could give and they could rip it apart, then they could just walk right in. And that's
yeah,
what they did. Once they could rip it down or pry it down, they walked right in. But the way it's set up, there's not a whole lot of like room for them to jump over the fence without like banging into one of the rows of tomatoes. I think that's kind of what kept them out.
Yeah.
until they could rip it down fence. And the plastic fencing was like, you could see it was, it's plastic. So the sun is going to make it brittle. And I knew it was breaking down. I just thought maybe I could get by with it this year. No.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you're there, you have 50 million other things to worry about, and you just
Yeah.
don't want to
So
worry about the fence.
that's it for me this year. No more
Mm,
tomatoes, sadly. But
it
it
is
is what it
sad.
is.
It is sad. And Jen
Of
uploaded a video yesterday for those of you
course,
who
that sun is going to be
haven't
one.
seen it. You look like you've got a halo behind you, like you're an angel. If you don't subscribe
Oh,
to Jen's channel on YouTube, she's at Jen Cordial, Jen Joy. And I'm Mr. and Mrs. Tomato Head. You're watching on one of our channels. But
yeah, because you can't
yeah,
watch on Facebook anymore. Thanks, Facebook.
cannot. Well, you can watch on Facebook page, but not in the group any longer.
Oh,
And
okay.
we were going to be going on Instagram, but that stream ended when I had to reboot. So it's just our YouTubers
Oh, did
today.
it? Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
no.
That's all right.
I know there's probably
It's not one of our episodes unless there's something that goes awry, usually something
no.
technical on
I
my
mean,
end.
it's been that kind of year, so just keep it coming.
Yeah,
Whatever.
exactly. Linda says both of
I don't even care anymore.
y'all's hair look fantastic. Thanks, Linda. I was showing Jen that I don't know if you guys can see. Hopefully, I know some people watch us on TV. It was a little frightening to think of us that big, but I like to look sparkly, and I was telling Jen that I like to look sparkly on the outside. It helps me feel sparkly on the inside. So
Yeah.
I've got this stuff called unicorn snot, and I was a little overzealous with the unicorn snot today. So I kind of look like Edward from Twilight. And you're an angel.
I know what is happening back here. It's like the sun
It looks
needs to.
pretty. It looks really pretty. IB Grubbin says, I just uppotted my micros and all but one has sunburn as I'm in 10B zone and the sun is frying everything. That happens to me with micros quite a bit, that it's really important to harden them,
Oh, yeah,
even
yeah.
leaving
But
them
hey,
like an hour or two out in blazing sun, they get sunburned
I
easily.
will tell you, I burnt the crap out of mine, and all I did was I gave them all a haircut, and they came, and then I fertilized them. Like I tried to give them, and they came back pretty good.
Yeah, they do.
And
They
then
do.
I just stopped watering them, and they all died.
Yeah, well,
They do need water. You have to water if your
they
micros are
do.
not in the
Micros
ground.
definitely. Linda says, big congrats on your tomatoes and your names must have. Yeah, we'll let you guys know when it's up for sale. She said a few weeks. Super, super exciting. For those of you that are just joining us, I'll just share again that we, Jennifer, Keena, and I have tomatoes coming from Tomato Eden that are named after us, and it's a tremendous honor, and we just don't even know what to say, except we're very excited.
When you love tomatoes as much as we do, then to have someone name one after you, it's just
I know.
Yeah.
Truly an honor. So we will be sure to let you guys know when those are available for sale. Sherva, hi Sherva. I'm here with a huge bowl of pasta and a bottle of wine. It's been a rough day. I'm sorry, Sherva. I'm sorry, but that sounds like a really nice way. Talking tomatoes with pasta and a bottle of wine sounds like a great way to spend your Friday night.
For
hanging with us, or whatever time it is in your neck of the woods. Lauren F4 and Bananas Noir. Oh, that could be a good cross for sure. I've got a Bananas Noir right here. Yeah. My first batch are coming out pretty small this year. This next batch is coming. They're a little bigger, but this is my variety called Bananas Noir. Mine and Rob's. We stabilized it. It's a cross of Bananas Noir and an unknown cherry, and they are just delectable, sweet goodness, and I've given seeds to many of you out there. Mm-hmm. I like the idea of that cross, Brianna, for sure. Yes, so if it's your first time joining, Jen and I are going to give away some seeds at the end of the episode. Oh, yeah. So make sure you type in #tomato. We're going to give away, both of us, 2 packs. Block that. This is what we decided, right? So we're going to give away 5 of our favorite varieties of the year so far.
of this year. Yeah.
of this year.
Which
Yes.
nobody knows what any of mine are yet because I've started editing one of Ben and I's first taste tests yesterday. I've got like 14. So we've just been, because the tomatoes came like all at once and I was like, we got to taste test them all. So we did it in like 2 weeks, Ben and I. So we taste tested like,
That's
well, he works,
dedication.
I work. So like we could have done it quicker, but
So you're
there's,
not gonna share with us any of your favorites tonight?
oh yeah, I'll share with you
Oh,
too.
okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna
But the
thought it was like
video,
a
you won't, I
cliffhanger.
mean, of course you won't get to see our fun reactions to stuff. But yeah, there's one I'm super excited about. It was the last one we just tasted, and I can't wait to just blow your minds with this one, guys. I'm gonna just
Cool.
blow your minds.
I've been blowing some minds with I do some written reviews
Yes,
and,
some of
my
yours. Oh
videos.
my
There's some really
gosh.
good
I'm
ones.
just like, you've got me thinking about what I want to do next year. Like this year, a lot of stuff that I picked was because of the names. Just like I did like a whole like zebra line, like I did
Mhm.
apricot zebra, black zebra, blue zebra. Like I just like, and like this year I really think that I should focus more on, because I kind of noticed like as the stuff came rolling in that I didn't really have a lot of real good looking slicers. There's a lot of
No?
salivettes. Well, of course, a lot of my stuff I didn't even get a tomato off of, but
Yeah.
um
There were some plants you didn't get anything, huh?
yeah, yeah,
Mm,
yeah. I
that
mean,
hurt.
some of my giants, they had some good looking tomatoes on there, but
So
they were Materville and they got eaten up.
they must
And
have
they weren't
gotten
even
really
ripe.
sick.
Huh?
I can't imagine it's good for deer to eat that many tomatoes.
Well, I hope they did get a bellyache. I hope they do. Serves them right. And they ate some of the plant too, and that's supposed to be like poisonous. So
Is it?
yeah, I hope they were
Hope
just,
they got a
had
bellyache.
diarrhea all night long.
Everybody's used to deer poop and be like, "I don't recognize what this is."
Uh,
There's gonna be tomatoes sprouting up all over Materville because of their poop.
oh yeah, there was piles of it in there. I was like, well, they spent some time in here, didn't they? They sure did.
Malachite Jen says, "Thanks to Tatiana for honoring our amazing moderators. What a special
Oh,
gesture."
thank
Thanks, Jen. It
you.
really is special. Um, ooh, Cynthia may get to tomorrow, I might get to taste my first Malachite box.
Oh,
Exciting,
lucky. Yeah, that was one of my
exciting.
ones that got weird. And I was
Did
just like,
it?
I'm not going to taste that. The fruit on it didn't look like what you have shown pictures of. And I was like,
No.
not
You've
going to
never
taste
grown
that one.
malachite before?
No, no, you just gave me
Oh,
seeds. You gave me seeds 2 years ago. Well, no, it was last year at the beginning of the
right.
season. I threw some in the soil, but it was one of the ones that just didn't work out as
Oh,
far as
okay.
getting it into the ground. So I thought I'll try again this year. Maybe I'm not supposed to grow it. I
Oh, I hope not. I had to
don't know.
pull my malachite this year, but I did get some fruit off of it. Hey,
Oh, that's good.
Nicole. Nicole Smith's here.
Oh,
Um,
hello,
Karen says the Lauren, Keena, and Jennifer
Nicole.
tomatoes look awesome. It's lovely to see how happy it makes you to have them named after you. Thank you,
Oh yeah.
Karen. It really does. Oh, Malachi Jen says tonight it's a battle of the GWR. I get to compare 6 varieties. I'll post a review tomorrow. That's excellent. I'm so happy for
Oh,
you.
fun. Yes, yeah,
So
because it was
happy
been a
for
rough
you.
year for you too, huh?
Yes, it
Yeah.
has. She lives in a rough climate too.
Yeah, yeah,
We've
she
had
does.
I planted a lot of GWRs. That means green when ripe for those of you
Hmm.
that don't know. And I've had some good ones. I've had some disappointments. We've only yet, I think, had one tomato we considered a spitter. That was
I have
last night.
had, I have had a few.
Really?
There was actually, well, there was one during the naughty taste test. I can't even remember which one it was. It wasn't asshole. And I actually like pronounced it like that, a soul, because I think I got flagged in one of my garden tours because I
Oh,
said
you were
asshole.
telling me.
And so I said, I'm going to say it with an accent, but it's supposed to sound funny, but it wasn't that one because I liked that one. But there was one that I didn't want to chew it up and then made me chew it up and swallow it. Like,
It was
y'all,
that bad, huh?
when I edit this one, I'm going to put up a disclaimer at the beginning that you need to have a sense of humor because Ben he was he was who he is.
In
And
rare
it's
form.
oh yeah. It
Yeah.
And I was just like, every time I turn around, like, I guess you can make anything sound dirty. And he did. Like,
Well, we were talking during my show yesterday, I was talking about assole, which ends up to be a really good red
yeah,
tomato,
yeah.
and so
Uranus is.
people were having fun with that. I actually had an assole sandwich for lunch today.
There was an F1 hybrid called Uranus that I ate it too.
Oh, I think we've got a picture here somewhere. I think you sent me a picture for that, didn't
Did
you?
I send you Uranus?
I think you did. Yep, right here.
That's Uranus.
And then you've got Viagra. You've got some
Viagra.
goodies in here.
There was some very interesting. Bob's Boomtown Titty. That one was another one. It's fun.
Let's go.
Yeah.
So Jen sent me a whole bunch of pictures. We can go through them if you want.
Oh, sure. I sent some
I've
stuff. I
got
was like,
some
give me
stuff
something to
too.
talk. Give me some stuff to talk about. Oh yeah, there's back
Pretty
when my
photo shoot.
garden. That's Pepperville, Materville, right before the death of it.
Oh, you look so pretty.
I'm glad I took pictures in that when I did, because I literally the next week everything started to like struggle and die, like in my
Oh,
garden and there. I think that was like 2 weeks into the drought, and I still
everything's
had
still looking good.
squash, like all my squash. I haven't done a garden tour. I meant to do it today, but honestly, I just don't want to go out there anymore.
I don't blame you.
But I need to do a garden tour because I know some people think that I still have the one here. I don't. I don't. It is dead too. It's gone.
For those of you that don't know, this is what Jen refers to as Materville and now Pepperville also. It's family property that you grow stuff on, right?
They let me grow my extra tomato freakism.
And then this is her home garden.
Yeah. Down the side of a hill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That was me with my cucumbers. I grew cucumbers this year. I got like
all right.
10. I got like
What
10 and they shriveled up and died too. That was like the only thing I kept watering.
What was the
Every
variety
day,
that you
twice
were
a
able
day.
to do?
I was watering those dang cucumbers, but they're dead now too. I gave up.
What variety was successful for you?
The silver slicer. I loved it. And then you gave me the seeds for like it's a small one. What was that other one? I got.
Oh, was it Quirk?
Quick Snack.
Oh, quick the mini one, Quick Snack.
Yeah, Quick Snack. Yeah.
Yeah, those
So
are great. I grow those
both
indoors.
of those. Yeah.
For those of you that don't know and you want to grow like cucumbers indoors, I do it in soil, crack key, hydroponic. Quick Snack is called. It's an F1 hybrid. You can get a territorial seed. They're actually really tasty little cucumbers. They get to be
so
about
good.
this big.
I would sit down with, now they're good by themselves, but I would sit down with like 6 of them with a little thing of ranch. Just eat.
Oh, good idea.
I would eat 6 at a time, and good way to stay hydrated.
Yeah, for sure. And I was saying in my garden tour, I think on Tuesday, that now that I'm swimming in tomatoes and eating a lot of tomatoes, I am very hydrated. I'll just say that. In fact, I could go take a break right now, honestly. I'm constantly going to the bathroom because tomatoes are what percent water? They're like 90-something% water, aren't they? Yeah.
Oh, there was the one I was so excited to grow this year.
Green Milo.
Did you grow it?
I did.
You end up growing it? Have you tried it yet?
Yes. Disappointed.
It's not as good as black.
Right?
It's not as good as black Milo. Like, it's not bad, but I was just because I think black Milo came from green Milo. It was like I
think you're right.
Yeah. And so I thought, well, if black Milo tastes that good, then green Milo must be like, because it was a green one ripe. No.
Yeah. We tasted it the other day. And it's got terrible shelf life too. It lasts on the counter like 2 days. It's weird.
Mine lasted a little bit longer than that.
We were really disappointed in that.
Yeah.
I think my black Milo might be green Milo because they look like GWRs. So I'm not sure.
Really?
Could be wrong. I mean, I got seeds from you.
Yeah, they're from
and
me.
You didn't grow. Maybe they just need longer to ripen.
I did not grow green Milo last year.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So it would be weird if you sent me.
And I gave you my saved seeds from black Milo for sure. So that's weird.
Well, yeah. Maybe they just need longer to ripen. They look like they're turning into GWR.
Really?
We will
Well, you'll
see.
have to keep me updated on that. They do
I
look
will.
kind of pale. They look like something that's not going to be good. Like honestly, I remember cutting into it thinking this is going to be bland. It looks like it looked like it wasn't ripe, but good God, it tasted so good,
I
and it
know,
had
I'm
that
dying to taste it.
umami, like you were eating a piece of steak or something. It was good.
Oh, man, I need
Mhm.
that. I
And I
need
don't
that.
think I've had any of those this year. Maybe like a slight one. I think I described as it tasted like it had been put on the barbecue. Like,
Ooh,
not like
that sounds
barbecue
good.
sauce, but like it had been put on the barbecue, had that like
Like
grilled
smoked.
background. Yeah, smoky. It was really good,
Yeah,
but it wasn't like
yeah.
black Milo with the,
No,
yeah,
we've
no.
been swimming in umami tasting
Have
varieties.
you?
I'll show you guys in a minute. Sathya wants to see your shirt.
Oh,
What does
okay.
your t-shirt say?
This is the one Ben created. It says "Eat your fruits and vegetables," and
Very cute.
it's just a bunch of tomatoes because they can be considered fruits and vegetables. So,
Oh, good thinking. Brandy said the deer ate probably 75% of all my garden last year. This year we
oh,
definitely fenced. I was definitely hesitant of even gardening this year.
well, I'm
It
glad
can
that
be
you changed your
crushing,
mind
huh?
and tried again. Oh, I wanted to say when I first told Lauren about Materville, what's the first thing that you said to me? Do you remember?
I don't know what the first thing I said to
Oh,
you.
well, it was in the text when I was telling you all that. She goes, I will bring you, I have a bunch of plants and pots. I'll bring them to you right now. I was like, what? The sweetest thing. That's how
I
sweet she
meant
is,
it.
y'all. That's how sweet she is. She was like ready to pick up plants and bring me some of her plants because,
I was very upset for you.
yeah,
It
they,
crushed me to think you didn't have any more tomatoes. I'm like, I've got these sucker things in grow bags. I can just
mhm,
bring them to you.
yeah, it was fine though. I was just like, no, I want to be done with it.
And
Some
I don't blame you at all.
There's something telling me you just got to you stop it. Stop trying. This is not your year. I'm just going to keep
Cynthia says
pounding you in the ground.
sometimes we jerry rig to get by until we can afford more, even ever thought of using wattle type fencing, for example, willow or grapevines. Oh, that's interesting.
That's
That could be
interesting.
pretty too.
Yeah, the reason why I used that green fence to begin with last year was because I didn't want to put a whole lot of money into something because I know there's like a pack of deer that live there at that property. They're always in that yard. And they were there last year. And like I said, I don't think they've ever jumped into it. Like I think they're scared to jump into it because the rows are just so close to the fencing that if they jump, they're going to jump into a fence and get stuck. So I think
Yeah.
they don't. But when they could rip it down, and that fencing is not expensive at all. And so, but now, I know that I can garden there if I have a fence that cannot be ripped down. So
Yeah.
I need to put up fencing, and I had like the reflective tape that does really good with birds and stuff. I didn't have any issues until they were able to rip the fence down and walk right in. And once they knew they could walk in, it was go time for them.
It was they
And
were
they went.
having salsa forever. Brianna
Yeah.
says, I guess we're all team Edward. This is the skin of a killer, Bella. Now we're quoting Twilight. I'm behind on the
Oh, oh,
comments.
oh. I went and saw
Um,
Smashing Pumpkins Monday night. That was the concert that I went to.
oh,
And I got
really?
and I always like to get a t-shirt when I go to the concerts.
Mhm.
Well, it was Green Day was the headliner, but
Oh,
I went because I love Smashing Pumpkins. I
oh,
like Green
really?
Day too, but I love Smashing Pumpkins. But I got a t-shirt and it says "The world is a vampire." That's like my favorite song.
Oh, really?
Well, it's a line in the song, but yeah, it's always in my
Heidi,
head now.
what do I use to write on my tomato tags? Which tags are you talking about? Are we talking about like the labels on my tomatoes, or are you talking about like my steaks for starting seeds? I'm not sure which ones. I love these Sharpie ultrafine pens. Use them for everything. I go through them like there's no tomorrow. I'll start using a gardener's pen this year, which is okay. writing's a little thick for my liking, but it's
I use
either the
industrial
gardening
Sharpies.
pen or this ultrafine Sharpie that's retractable too. Got them all
Oh,
over the
fun.
place. We
I
got
like the
one banana
industrial
star this
Sharpies.
year. They are really, really good. I'm glad you liked it, Heidi. And Malika, Jen's excited for your Ben and Jen taste test videos. So is Karen.
Oh, cool.
Cynthia is too. Me too. I'm glad you got your taste test videos.
Yeah, I'm glad I got some.
Heidi says Jen's taste test videos are what brought me here. That's amazing.
Oh.
Nicole wants to know what deer diarrhea looks like. You and me both. And it's
I
going to have a
know.
lot of tomato seeds in it.
It's probably not good. Yeah.
Michelle says her chickens like eat the tomato plants too, but don't touch potato plants. Interesting. Yeah, I don't have problems with potato. My like potato. They talk about potato like leaf beetles or whatever. I don't have any of that. Speaking of critters, so we've had a little bit. I mean, nothing to the extent of Jen, but like I keep micro dwarfs up on the deck, and we've got a little chipmunk problem. We've in the ground. We've got bunnies and we've got groundhogs, and then we caught a raccoon in the humane trap the other day, which was interesting. But so there's a little chipmunk guy that I've got like a couple hanging basket varieties, microberry. Why am I not thinking? Microberry, miracleberry, and tumbling jester all hanging out of these deck planters. And the way the deck planters are, there's like a little runway underneath. So I was able to take video of a friend of mine just a little while ago. So this guy, he'll hang from the trusses of miracleberry, and he'll just hang, and he'll take the tomatoes and do his thing, and then he leaves remnants. So
he's a trapezist.
Here he is, if you can see this.
No, not that way, you don't. He hangs on the balcony. There's hanging plant there. And he eats the microberry cherries and leaves all the remnants on the deck railing there. Super cute. I'm glad there's a million billion fruits on there. And that he's enjoying them, and they are quite tasty, I must say. Open the door, see if he scurries. Oh yeah, he goes.
Did you see him go under?
Oh, I see you. I see you. You like my tomatoes?
Is he hiding from you? But I see him. Look at him. Like maybe I made a bad decision.
Look at all the remnants.
Having a good time.
You like the microberry? It's a nice little hideout for you, isn't there? Look at all these remnants. You've eaten a lot, haven't you?
He's like, that wasn't me.
Wasn't me.
I like the little clips of the bun that you send me all the time.
Yeah, we've got a lot of the babies in the yard right now.
They're so sweet.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's one of my little critters there, but not the destruction that you got.
Yeah, there was a groundhog that popped up. Oh gosh, it's been a while. But Ben, he said he saw it a couple days before, and then it was early in the morning, and he screamed down from upstairs. Like I guess he had just woken up, and he was looking out a window, and he was just like, "That groundhog's at the top of your garden." And I literally, no shoes, just like went screaming out. Ah! And it took off running. I ain't seen it since. I must have really scared.
He's telling all his friends, like, there's a crazy lady that lives there. Don't
I mean, I went screaming. I was just like, I'm going to scare the bejesus out of this thing. And I think I did. I have not seen it. So
Cynthia says cukes and zooks grow pretty fast. You could replant.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I plan to. I was just
I actually just
it's
started
still hot and dry. Like, I'm just like, ugh. I want the weather to break, so it just gives me like a little bit of like a boost in my mood. Well, and I don't think it's coming. I did restart some, but they have now shriveled up and died in the pots that they were.
Oh.
I'm like,
start them inside.
I'm terrible. I'm just like, I gotta start them again.
I've just started 3 zucchini plants for like fall, because my original ones are starting to poop out, and they could have done better too, because I also do not water. I did water finally last week because just had to. I mean,
Yeah.
those of you that have been along on my garden tours on Tuesdays, you see things are getting kind of crusty out there, but I can't complain.
We
We have a
haven't
lot of
mowed grass
tomatoes.
since May. Literally, we
Yeah,
have not.
Rob hasn't either.
We haven't heard any lawnmowers anywhere, and I'm just like, well, we're saving on the gas money with that, aren't we?
Yeah. Garden Girl. Hi, Garden Girl. She says, I grew Sweet Success cucumber seeds by Burpee this year for the first time, and they were very tasty. Picked 3 so far. That's great.
Nice.
I'm doing 3 this year. I'm not doing the cucumber melons, which is the first year I haven't done those because Rob told me last year he didn't like them. I love them. I think they're great in salads.
Yeah.
But I do the quick snack because they're easy and can do them inside and outside. Somebody gave me seeds for Quirk, which is an F1, and they're really cute. They're like this big and fat. And then I like the lemon cucumber from Baker Creek, and those are pretty successful too. So those are good. Rowena says she sprinkled blood meal around the perimeter of her front yard last year to keep the deer away. Had to reapply a couple of times after rain, and then they stayed away. That's great.
Yeah. That's another thing that I didn't do this year. Like,
what?
I sprinkled something around the perimeter of Materville last year. I think I have said this before, and some of y'all might think it's gross, but it worked. I mean, I'm thinking it worked because I didn't do it this year.
What, cat
And
litter?
yeah,
Yeah.
all
We
around the
did that to try to get
perimeter.
rid of groundhogs a couple years ago.
And I didn't have any issues with them even bothering the fence, and I didn't do it this year. And I
Wow.
think that they were trying to get to some of the tomato plants. Stupidly, Ben's like, I told you not to do that. Why you plant tomato plants near? I'm like, whatever. But I planted plants like where the T-posts were holding the fence up. I planted tomato there because I was
Of
like, I'll tie it
course.
to the T-post.
Of
And
course.
they were getting at those tomatoes where last year they didn't bother them. And I think it's because like the smell, what I had read was the smell of a feline. They don't realize, oh, that's a small household cat as
Right.
opposed to like a jaguar, like,
Right.
like a big
Right.
cat. They'll smell it and be like, whoa, stay away
Yeah.
from that. There's a cat that, a feline. And I didn't do it this year. So there's like things that I did in one place, but I didn't do in another. Like I had issue with something chewing. I'm thinking maybe it was the groundhog squirrels because sometimes it was just like a little bite. And I did not put up my reflective tape in my garden
Mm.
this year. I put it up in Materville. Haven't had any bird issues. No like squirrel. Nothing was bit into. Nothing touched there. But here all kind like you could see where a bird pecked it or whatever and then I realized you didn't put up your reflective tape. Like there's so many like little like things that
Yeah.
I tried doing and I just forgot to do it.
And it could be that, or it could be not. It could just be
It could
a
be,
fluke.
there's
Yeah.
just things that maybe that the chipmunk wouldn't have cared if I had put up the reflective tape
Yeah.
anyways.
We did the cat litter thing to get rid of groundhogs a couple years ago,
Did
and
it work?
no, it did not.
Oh,
It's weird. This
I don't
particular
know.
groundhog he was in the Garden of Eden. He didn't care. He's like, I don't care if it's a bobcat or not. I'm eating this stuff. Drew Black says there's a Michigan grower that made a video using a fence at a 45-degree angle to keep deer out. The optical
Mm,
illusion deterred the deer from jumping. I believe it was 6 foot high. What a cool idea.
yeah.
I am gift bearer says I love taste test videos. It helps me decide which to plant. That's awesome. Well, Jen's got some
Well,
great
I've
ones.
got lots of them coming.
Yep.
Just got to edit them.
You have anything to taste tonight?
Oh,
Or
there's a few things here. Are you going to
All
taste
right.
something? There's
Yeah.
one here that I could taste that it's Chupa Chups pink.
Uh-oh, I've heard.
This is
Well,
well, Kena said that she
Nina,
liked this one. As
oh, is that
opposed
the
to
one she liked?
yeah, this is the one she liked. She said she didn't like the others, but she liked Chupa Chups pink. So I could taste that if y'all want me to taste Chupa Chups pink. We haven't taste tested that one yet.
Sure. Well, we can
And
do
this
some
is the
taste
only
tests.
one I've got. This is the only one I got, and I won't be getting any more.
Oh, well, hopefully it's a good one.
Yeah.
Missy says, what will you do with your micros and the green stalks this fall? Normally I just let mine go. I mean, I let them die in the green stalks. I haven't brought any in. Have you?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't put any in green stalks this year.
Oh, you didn't?
Everything is dead. Like,
I guess we should stop asking in a roundabout way. Let's just
I
take
didn't
it.
water.
Don't ask Jen about any plant. It's all dead.
Or I'm assuming it's dead because I haven't looked at it in weeks.
Yeah.
Like, I think I put the strawberries in the green stalk. Like, how often have you had to water your green stalks?
I should water them more often too.
Like, I gave up on
A
that
couple
too.
times a week. I know Heidi says she does hers every day. I don't do mine
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, to answer your question better, Missy, I do have things that I like. I have a Vilma that is outside in the summer and inside during the winter. I bring her in and out. What I do for things that are outside that I want to bring in is I will change the soil and then bring it inside and make sure it's as bug free as possible. I find growing micros indoors with the soil I use, it still gets a little buggy inside, but yeah, definitely change the soil out if you want to bring anything indoors. A lot of the micros I grow though they're determinate and they're done, but there are some like I'm finding B times Macbeth. That is the thing that keeps on going and growing. I put an info sheet together to send with the seeds I'm giving out that said they were 15 inches tall. These are getting to be like 20 inches tall now, and they're like on their third round of harvesting. They're
Oh,
really
wow.
healthy. So yeah, there are some that are either semi-determinate or my Vilma is almost 2 years old, and she's about as indeterminate as I've seen.
That's kind of crazy that thing's.
I know, I know. Not looking so good right now, but she's looked
I,
on the verge of death before, so we'll
I
see.
commend you on being able to keep something alive that long. Good for you.
I think I will die if Vilma I mean, there's gonna be a day where she dies, but we go back a long way. Rob and Jake, they know that Vilma, like,
Yeah,
we're
your original
connected.
Vilma. Yeah,
We're connected.
she's just putting in the work for you.
Dee says, "Billy's bone sauce for deterring deer. I sent you a message on Facebook, Jen."
Okay, cool.
Getting all
Thank
kinds of
you.
tips here.
Yes, thank you.
I have
Thank you.
another video I wanted to share with you guys about a cool variety that Rob and I tasted last night. This is not a ripe one. It's called Big Festival Tulip Green. I
Oh,
have a
you were
slide
talking to me
somewhere.
about that. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
let me show you a better video of pictures we took last night. This
Is that
I
what
got
you can
seed
get at Tomato Eden?
it is, although it
Okay,
looks
yeah,
like
because I
she's out of
thought,
stock
I
right
think I
now.
have seeds for it. I didn't grow it though this
Did
year.
I not put a slide up? Come on, man. Rats.
What
Well,
about your video? Guess you didn't put your video
yeah,
up
well,
either.
I've got the video. I wanted to put the slide up of because the inside of a ripe one is absolutely gorgeous, and it kind of looks like one of your tulips that you have a picture of.
The green, there it was black tulip. I grew
Right.
black tulip this year.
So this is
Well,
Big Festival Tulip Green, and if you go on the Tomato Eden website, she says experimental variety. I thought it was her experimental variety, but in doing further Google search earlier today, another like a Russian site also has it, so it probably isn't hers. But we picked these probably 2 weeks ago, and I was waiting for them to get a bit more ripe. They weren't super soft, but the one we ate last night, I really wish I had that slide. I always forget one slide every week. So I'm like, we just have to slice into it. It was big. It was much bigger than this, and I just thought it was gonna get more soft, and it didn't. And I wanna show you what we found because it's really super cool.
This is Big Festival Tulip Green, which Rob and I are tasting. Very unique tomato. It almost has the texture of an apple. You can hear it when you slice through. Listen to this.
Isn't that crazy?
Makes it seem like it's not ripe, but it is ripe. And you can slice it just like an apple. Very unique texture, very different. We quite like it. Not much juice in it, but delicious.
Isn't that neat?
yeah, that's kind of wild. My first
We
reaction would be like, ugh. But you said it's
Yeah,
tasty.
it's actually tasty. I think we gave it an 8 out of 10, which is crazy.
Yeah,
But
that's pretty
Like,
good.
it does look like a pear on oops, look, it just doesn't get so soft. No, as a matter of fact, Rob and I were talking, like, this could be the ultimate lawn keeper, right? And I did message Tatiana to tell me more, but I'm thinking, like, if these things don't get soft and they're very dry, so if they don't have a lot of water, that means that they're gonna last a long time. I mean, I'm, you know, counting my chickens, but so and it's actually really, really delicious. It's got the texture of an apple, and I'm thinking, like, big picture, like, I could grow a whole bunch of these, and you could take those slices, you could top it with, you know, anything you can top like, as appetizers, it's like a
Mhm.
finger food. It's soup they taste what do they taste like? They taste just like a really good tomato, umami and sweet, but not juicy. I don't even know how else to describe it, but tasty enough where we don't give 8s often, and it was really, really good. So I think she's out of stock at the moment, and if it's experimental, I don't know if we just got a strange, you know, the other stuff I was finding online, they did look in fact, I think her description says it's juicy.
Oh, so you might have
These
got like a
really are not.
variant or something.
Might have gotten a variant, but really, really neat. Have I experimented with how long it could last? Not yet, but we are now
I was gonna say you
after
should
last
set it
night.
on the counter and see how long. I've got a box full of my lawn keepers. Like I save seeds from some of them,
Yep.
and we still have to sit down and do the taste test of them for like now. But I also wanted to do like a 3 months from now taste test as
Yeah.
well, like and see do they really keep. Some of them keep that long. There's a couple of them where I'm like, oh yeah, this feels like it's, like you said, it almost feels drier, not as
Yeah.
squishy, like an apple,
Right.
almost.
Yeah. I mean, it could be the ultimate lawn keeper. Is it acidic? It's for me, it's got enough tang, along with the sweet to make it an excellent tomato. It tastes just like an excellent tomato, but without the moisture, if that makes any sense. Um, yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I'm not gonna slice into any more. I'm gonna see how long they
Hmm.
last, and then I ran out to look at the plant this morning, like, "How many of these babies do we have coming up?" We don't have a lot. So it may just be 3 more, but that was kind of a neat thing. Let's look at some of your more of your slides, Jen, what you got? So green Milo, you and I both agree disappointment. You've
Oh,
got 2
Jarson one.
Jarson ones.
Yeah, well, that one, I think I showed you like an orange one. That was a Kazula. I had gotten myself mixed up the
Oh, so
other
this is not
day.
this
That's a
isn't Jarson?
Jarson, and then the
Oh,
red one's a Jarson. So I showed you like some orange stripy thing, thinking it was
oh,
the
right, right,
Jarson.
right.
That was
Yeah,
a Kazula. Like,
gotcha.
I don't know what I was thinking. I had pictures of it, and I'm like scrolling through. I'm like, oh, that was a Kazula. No wonder it looked nothing like the Jarsons that you can find online, and that's why. But yeah. But
Well,
I
here's the
didn't send you
thing.
a. Hmm?
No, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I didn't send you a picture. I didn't even take pictures of the one I wanted to talk to y'all about tonight. It is Kazula Des. It was 134, and it looks a lot to me like the one I grew 137 too. So, but it tastes like a pineapple.
Mm,
It's weird. Like it smelled like a pineapple, and it tasted like it had been soaked in pineapple juice. I've never tasted it. Tasted
wow.
like it had tomato flavor, but like you dipped it in pineapple juice or something. It was crazy. Both Ben and I, like it was one of those when we put it in our mouth, we both go, like looking at each other, like what's happening? And yeah, it
So
Kazula
134.
134.
Do you know
Yeah.
what the crosses are in that one?
Nope, not a clue.
No. I'd be curious. That sounds great, though.
It was like
Mm,
I'm definitely growing it again next year just to see like was that a fluke or is it really
yeah,
a pineapple flavored tomato?
yeah.
I've
I'd love to
never
trade
had one.
food
I've
for
had
that.
peach flavored, I've had grape, like creamsicle grape tastes just like you're eating a grape. But yeah, that was wild. And it smells like it too. Like you know how a lot of tomatoes like have that like sometimes I'll call it like it's like smells a little bit like formaldehyde or like it smells like it just smells weird to me. Um or some of them will smell like, classic tomato smell, but I've never smelled one that smelled like a pineapple.
Wow. What
Like right
color
off
is
the
it?
bat. It is like a yellow with orange striping. It's really pretty. And it's sort
Yeah.
of like smaller heart shaped I don't know, teardrop. I don't know how to describe like the shape of it. Because it had a few different shapes, but they were all pretty like, I don't know, you call them like saladette size.
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah.
what a great way to finish your final taste of the season with the tomato like that.
Yeah, it was really good. I wish I
Um,
had more. I was
I
like,
am Gift Fair wants to know, are seeds available for that one? Do you know where you got seeds?
I think I saw them on Bounty Hunter because I
Oh,
looked it up. I looked it up, and my 134 looks a lot like 137. So I'm not sure what the crosses of both of those are, but they both look kind of similar in my garden. But it tasted, the 34 tastes more like pineapple than the 37.
hmm,
So I'm not
yummy.
sure, but I'm pretty sure I saw them on Bounty Hunter when I looked
Okay.
them up. I
Well, I'm
think you
pretty
have
sure
some.
that after this episode, Bounty Hunter might be selling out because that sounds amazing.
Yeah,
Um,
it was pretty
so I want
cool.
to go back to your Jarson. So for those of you that may be confused, she's got two different pictures, both of Jarson 1.
Hmm.
So I talk about Jarsons a lot because I'm a Jarson fanatic. So Jarson and Kozula actually similar. So they're both Polish breeders. For those of you that may not know, they're both Polish breeders, and they use their name and then an accompanying number for their tomatoes rather than just naming them something, which can make things a bit confusing. Um,
And then they
so
go off and like do the variants, like Jarson
well,
one
right,
slash four, Jarson one.
right.
Like,
And so Kina and I were talking about this morning. So Jen's got two Jarson 1s here, right? There's
mhm.
one like a green one ripe
One I
here.
got from you. I think, was it the green one that you sent me or the red one?
I don't know because I
Because one
haven't
of the
grown either one of
one of the
these.
plants is labeled Jarson one with an L beside it for Lauren.
I
I
did
think
order more from Tomato Eden, but the only one that so this is the one I grew last year, which I gave seeds out. Jarson 1 tricolor is what I call it.
oh, okay. My
But I may have given you ones that I ordered from Tomato Eden because she's got like
okay.
4 different kinds.
Okay.
And then the other one I'm growing this year is this one. So what I'm trying to get at is
It's
we've
even
now
more
got
different.
4, yeah, so this isn't non-ripe one at the moment. This is that one from Grafsamina,
Woo!
Jarson 1.
It's a big one.
So the point is here, now we've got, just between Jen and I, we've got 4 different Jarson 1s. So what has happened is these things were released without being stabilized, which I think adds to the fun of it, but also makes things a bit confusing. So the
Very
cross
much.
is the same. So the cross for Jarson 1 is Great White and Kozula 25. And so just that one cross created this, it created this, it created this, and it created this, which is really fun. But I was talking to Kina and Jen this morning and thinking like, and Jen's right, sometimes they put like / variant 1, or I'm growing Jarson 26. Where is it? Jarson 26 /2/1. It's got 2 slashes in it.
Oh my gosh.
I think for the purpose of what we do with, I know, I think for the purpose for what we do in our group, doing what I did last year with calling one Jarson tricolor might be helpful. Um, wouldn't be official, of course, but like say
But
somebody
even
really
then, your
likes your
tricolor
Jarson.
might have given you something different when they
Absolutely
grew it
true.
out. So
Right. So
you just got to
those
be
like,
open-minded when you grow this thing. You
yeah,
might get what the person said. You know, you see their picture, you see Lauren's picture, and you're like, "Ooh, I want that tomato." You, you know, you
right.
might not get it.
Exactly. And maybe those of you that got my Jarson 1 tricolor, maybe yours doesn't
It's
look
probably
like
still
that.
going to
I've
taste
actually,
very, very good, but
mine isn't ripe yet, but this is my very first one of that. Look at the size of these things. It's crazy.
beautiful.
This is like a really small one, but the plant's
Oh my
loaded.
God.
I love
Yeah,
that
you've
variety.
gotten some good looking slicers this year.
I
I'm
do, yeah.
jealous. I'm so jealous.
So what I was suggesting to Keenan and Jen this morning is maybe we just nickname them. Like if say you really like Jen's Jarson, when maybe Jen, you can call it excuse me, Jarson 1 purple. Jarson 1 green one, right? But Jen's also absolutely right that you just may not get it. This year, I really wanted a Jarson 16 that was purple. I grew 3 different Jarson 16s,
Oh, did you?
but I got a purple. This one's from Lux Tomatoes,
Oh,
Jarson
yay.
16, Jarson 16, Jarson 16.
That's
These are all the
crazy
same
cool.
crop.
Look how pretty that is together, though.
I
All
know.
the same tomato, all the same
Yeah.
cross. Those are all the variants that it threw off. Like
So,
that's a good description about how you like could stabilize, and then you could try to stabilize all of those, which is what they
right,
do. You could have Jarson 16/1, Jarson, green,
right.
yellow, whatever,
Yeah.
yeah, and then get them more stabilized. But
Yes.
that takes
But
time.
then, like, how do we know other people in the world aren't growing Jarson 26/1-7 and they're adding like a number? That's why I'm thinking maybe we just tag a name to it.
Right.
Like I've been calling this one Jarson 1 Grafsamina, but
Mm,
maybe I could change the name to Striped Heart, Jarson 1 Striped Heart. I don't know.
right.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Just a suggestion. But for those of you that are confused by the whole Jarson thing, it's really just a labor of love. I love them because they're delicious. I
Yeah.
love
Yeah. They're
what
all
he
good.
uses for the crosses. Jarson 16 is malachite box and Cherokee purple.
Yeah.
And that one cross got all 3 of these. And I know there's a lot more out there.
And Kazulas are good too. Like, I don't think I've tasted one that was not good. Like, I've tasted some Wowzers this year because I grew a bunch of Kazulas, but there were some that didn't wow me, but they were still good. Like, Kazula and Jarson, they know how to breed
They
tomatoes.
do. They pick really good varieties.
Mhm.
Marty says, I can't wait to grow a Jarson 10 next year. I forgot that slide also. That Jarson 10 blew my mind.
I
And I
can't
shared about
remember.
this week.
What did your
Jarson
Jarson
10,
10 look like? Oh, you don't have a picture, do you?
no, I don't. I've shared it. Yeah,
Because
it's
I
a
can picture what mine looked like, but I cannot tell
flag in
you.
here. It's a big tricolor
I have a
and
Jarson
it's
30.
incredibly delicious. Aw,
Just a
that's
little
very
baby. Kazula 30.
Jarson 10's a cross between Ananas Noir and Kazula 37-4. And it was a big tricolor. It blew my mind. I was saying yesterday, a lot of the Jarsons, like the 16 with Malachite Box and Cherokee Purple, thought it was going to blow my mind, and they're okay. They're just okay. I mean, they're good. I shouldn't say they're just okay. They're
Yeah.
really, really good. But like,
When you think of Jarsons, you think it's just going to blow your mind every time.
yeah, but
And
some of the
sometimes
ones
it
I'm
doesn't.
not
Sometimes they're just good.
expecting, like the Jarson 10 and then Jarson 22 I showed yesterday. It's absolutely massive. I think I do have that slide. And it was so, so sweet. Oh, and Jarson 7 was phenomenal. Oh, here's the Jarson 22. This
Oh,
gorgeous. The plant's loaded and the bricks on this is like 8 point something, which is incredible for a slicer.
yeah. Yeah.
So I'm being very pleasantly surprised by these Jarsons. Um, in different ways than I was expecting. So there's your
Mhm.
Jarson ones. Here's one that a lot of people were looking for.
Oh, yeah. And that was one of the first ones that blew my mind this year. Scarlet in the Kitchen with a Knife.
Really?
I was getting kind of down because I hadn't gotten any like wowzers. I think we did like 2 taste tests, and this one might be in the third one that we did. And you'll see my excitement. Like, I was just like, oh my gosh, thank God. I was like, there's a tomato that like was so good. Like, yeah, it was really,
That's
really good.
great.
I was
Why did you
surprised
grow
because
it?
like red tomatoes don't do it for me. A lot of times just it's that thing
Yeah.
like you associate those with store bought. Like, you see a red tomato, you're
Yeah.
like, well, this is gonna taste like paper.
Yeah.
And it didn't. It was so good.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to grow that next year. I'm still waiting on my first bacon lettuce in this. That is a very late to ripen. I've got stuff on my plant, but sorry. Sorry.
No,
What were you gonna
I
You
wasn't
didn't
gonna
get
say
any?
anything. I
I
had
can
told
tell
you
by the
I
look
had
on your face. I won't talk about my tomatoes anymore.
I, I know that I cannot like that. I have no poker face. I think I told you I had 2 decent sized slicers on mine, and I was just waiting for them to ripen. Well, and it was here at my house. That one was. Deer made it into my garden too.
Wow.
So yeah, they ate
It's a
the entire unripe slicers of what was it? The lettuce, bacon lettuce in this. I don't have
Yeah.
any more of that in.
Yeah,
There was a big
we've
pile of
got
deer poop right beside it.
well, there you go.
Like, you
Um,
jerks.
and I have a huge plant and very few fruits on it, which sounds
Yeah,
very bad,
right.
I realize, but,
Like the first, it must not like the heat. Like the blossoms must fall off when it gets to be like 85 degrees. I don't know, because
yeah,
like the plant keeps growing, like it's laid over all over the ground, but there's absolutely no fruit on it now, but there was no more fruit coming on after those first two. So
yeah,
yeah,
they
I don't know.
do
I don't
that.
know if that one's worth it. You'll have to
Well,
tell
I'll
me
let
what it
you know
tastes
when I
like.
finally get a ripe one.
Yeah.
Jarson 22 has made it to the top of my search list after your show yesterday. Good choice. Good choice. I had one. I showed it on my show yesterday, and I cut it up for seeds today. I should have left it until at least until after this episode, but it's delicious. I wasn't expecting it, but incredibly delicious. Um, Jen wants to know if the 3 Jarson 16s is the flavor of them just as different as they look. I'm finding no, they're pretty similar for the Jarson 16s. But let me tell you, I was sharing. Did I forget this slide too? Yesterday, I was sharing stuff we were going to taste last night, and we had 2 things that really blew my mind. Here's one of them.
Oh yeah.
Jarson 7, which
Mm-hmm.
I have one right here. Now, I got this from Lux Tomatoes, and the picture on Lux Tomatoes looks absolutely different.
What
Striped
does the
and
Lux what does Lux tomatoes look like?
yeah, it's striped and kind of
Oh, okay.
purple.
Uh,
So this one I think I'm going to call Jarson 7 Fire because it looks like fire. It's
re-
absolutely gorgeous, really productive plant, and we were wowed by this flavor. Absolutely wowed. I think we gave it an 8.5. Really, really good. And then this one we reviewed last week, Jarson, it's just another Jarson 7. The cross of Jarson 7 is Malachite Box and Kazula 25. And I forget what Kazula 25 is. Usually I remember those things. I forget. These tasted very different, but both got 8.5. So
wow.
Jarson 7, really, really excited about. As you can see, those are really big. That's almost a pound. And this Jarson 1 or 7 rather from Lux Tomatoes. Now you may order it from there. You'll see if you look at the picture. Let me show you. I can pull it up. It looks incredible. It looks totally different.
I grew Jarson 7 this year. I think mine looks pretty similar to yours on the outside, but not the inside.
This is what Lux Tomatoes, what I ordered. So this is just another
Oh
example of
wow.
how, yeah, it's completely different. But I'm not complaining because, first of all, the taste is unbelievable, but I love the way this looks too. I mean, don't you think we should call it Jarson 7 Fire?
Mm-hmm. It's very pretty.
Let me show you. Look at the inside again. Kina said it looks like a red tomato. I guess the picture's not really showing it. It's really kind of like a very deep pink orangey. Really love it. So that was really good last night. And then another one that was really good that I think we gave a 7.5, maybe an 8. It was this marzipan gold.
Hmm,
Um,
that's pretty.
this was one of those late to fall into soil ones after doing an unboxing from Tomate Charme.
Mm.
This was really, really tasty, and, I can take it or leave it usually with yellows and oranges, but here's another ripe one. Really pretty fruit. So, really good on marzipan gold. Tell us about some of the other things you liked this year, Jen. I've got all your slides if you wanna go
Um,
through.
yeah. Rosa de Liano.
Oh, yeah, I don't have that slide.
Oh,
Yeah,
and that one
so
there, Elf Tears. Oh
that
my
was good?
goodness. Yeah, Elf Tears
Yeah?
was quite good. Like you wouldn't like, I don't know. It was one we tasted yesterday, and Ben looked at it and he goes, "I'm not gonna like that."
See,
And
I
then he
look at
ate
it
it.
and think the same thing. I wouldn't think I would like that, but you liked it,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah. No, he liked it. Yeah, we both did. We were very surprised by it. It was so pretty because it's almost like a gradient of the color.
I can see that. It really is
Like,
gorgeous.
I've never seen anything like it. Almost the shape of it reminds me of, what did I grow last year? Dancing green fingers.
I thought of that. I think that's why in my head I'm thinking I won't like that. But
Size and
yeah, the
shape. Like,
coloring's gorgeous.
I didn't much care for dancing green fingers. I thought it was, I don't
I
know.
remember.
Yeah, it wasn't great, but this was actually quite tasty. But yeah,
Good to
Rosa
know.
Deliano is
And you got
another.
that from Tim, right?
Yeah, I got those from Tim. How do you pronounce his last name?
Schneiderger.
Schneidiger.
Schneiderger,
Schneidiger.
yeah.
I always mess up that. And then he also sent me the Carl's Emslandtrobe. And you,
Yep.
how do you say that? You say Emslandtrobe
I think
or
it's Emslin Traube, I think.
Trauba?
Yeah. I don't know if
Okay.
that's right or not.
Okay. Well, I don't know.
Emslin Traube.
I'm just lucky I can get the whole thing out of my mouth. But yeah, both of them were really good. But the Rosa Deliano, like, I think it was the sweetest one we tasted all year. It
Wow.
was like, it doesn't look like a whole lot. It's like these small little red. I don't know if I sent you a picture.
No, I don't think you did.
Yeah, it's small little red, like almost ribbed. Uh, I would say it's like a small slicer, but it was so sweet and so good. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, he said we're going to do a trade at the end of the season because he wants some of the stuff that I've been gushing about.
Yeah, definitely trade with him because I think he knows what he's doing.
There you go.
Hey, Ben. Yes, he does know what
He
he's
just got
doing.
home from a golfing trip. What are these?
Those are from Materville.
Oh, he brought me.
Aww.
I had a whole bunch, but I ate them on the way.
Aww.
This is these I believe are from the plant that was supposed to be a giant. Clearly, I did not get right seeds for it. So the only thing, the tomatoes that they left were up high, like the plants that have grown. Like, there were two cherries. There was your coyote, which is like a plant on steroids. I don't even know.
And
That
you
thing,
hated it.
I didn't hate it. I didn't like it.
Oh, I love it.
And then this one, which I can't remember what the name of it was, but I'm like wondering to myself if it's a cherry too. Like, you know how some things get renamed and like it's
Yep.
then not a giant or what, but this was supposed to be one of the giants. That's what it was on.
Well, I hope it's yummy.
It's really, really good though, but it's not what it's supposed to be.
This one I can't speak enough about. Bill Yoder suffer well. I know
Mm.
many of us placed orders with Bill. Hopefully you got to place an order. This is a cross between Berkeley pink tie-dye and Cherokee purple. Rob and I have been eating a lot of crosses with Cherokee purple this year. I shared this yesterday, and a lot of them are lackluster, but not this one. This is just about as close to a perfect 10 as I've ever had in a tomato. And then, as if I thought that couldn't be topped, his Shake the Disease was also unbelievable. Unbelievable. I don't know what the crosses are for that. So those were really excellent. Did you grow dwarf ochre heart?
I just grew
Uluru
Uluru
ochre.
okra this year. Oh, that's another one that is. I understand all the hype.
Really? You like
really-
that?
Oh yeah. Yeah. For
We've got
such
the slide here.
for such a small plant, it gives you these really big slicers.
Yeah, you
I got-
got big ones. I'm trying to
Yeah.
find the slide. Bear with me here. Up here it is. Yeah, you got really big ones. Mine weren't that big last year.
Yeah.
I thought
I
it was
was
really
surprised.
good. I wasn't blown away by it. But they were really good. It was one of my that was one that I put in a wall of water, so it came on really early. So I was pretty happy with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a dwarf, you guys, if you don't
Yeah.
know. So if you're looking for big slicers on a dwarf Uluru ochre, and the coloring's just gorgeous.
Like the inside of it, like, is just so pretty. Like,
And then I keep sharing about this one because I'm just in love with it. This is dwarf ochre heart, the slide I just had up, which is a rare one. I got the seeds from Carolina's Paradise. It's so beautiful and sweet. I think this can still use another day or so, but so delicious. Excited about that one. And then I probably shouldn't ask you about more tomatoes because you probably
no,
are
go
like,
ahead.
yeah, I haven't
Go
eaten."
ahead. It's fine.
Did you grow Nano's meatball? Wait, you did because I gave you some plant, I think.
Did you give me a plant for that?
I thought I did.
The only plant that did okay was Earth Angel that you gave me.
Okay.
Everything else, and then I did get a handful, I think 5 from what you're calling Roadrunner now. Your strawberry coyote.
Yeah.
I got
Which
5
is now
tomatoes
yellow.
off of that, and I'm saving seeds for them. I'm like, they're not even going to be in a taste test because I'm like, I gotta save seeds for these. But maybe I should taste them because you said if I don't like coyote, though, I probably won't like those, right?
I think it's a little sweeter than coyote, so you may really
I
like
may
it.
like that one. Okay. But I can't remember whatever else is over there. Like, I placed it in a spot that was didn't get sun. There's a big tree in the corner of Mayorville. There's like a corner, and I put all your stuff in a row so that when I walked in, I could see it. But it's shaded pretty much all dang day. And I was just like, after I planted it all up, I kept coming over, and I'm like, it's in the shade again. It's in the shade again. And I'm like, oh dang it! Is Earth Angel a dwarf?
Yes.
Is Nano Meatballs a dwarf?
Yes.
Maybe that's why, because they're only a couple feet tall, and I kept
Yeah.
thinking to myself that they weren't. But like, I think there was another one. What else did you give me? It had a fun name. What was it? Monkey? No, Jungle George. Is that?
Oh, right. Yeah.
Is that
No, that's not a dwarf.
okay? Well, it looks like a dwarf, and the fruit on it was weird. Like,
I've got a Jungle George right here.
let me
I don't
see
think
that.
I've tasted it yet.
Yeah, mine was not. It didn't look anything like that, and it was weird looking. So
That
I
came
was.
from, I'm not sure. Is it supposed to look like this though? I'm wondering.
Oh, I don't know. But I
It came
like the
from
way it looks.
That came from Bounty Hunter Seeds. I think.
Yeah, bounty hunter. Oh,
Yeah.
there was one that I was super excited to grow this year. What was that one? And it did meet my expectations. Gosh, why can't I think of the name of it? I'll think of it after this is over. It was
Oh
one
yes.
of those ones where the inside looks different than the outside. I was
Oh
super
yes.
stoked, and I got it from Bounty Hunter Seeds. It was, gosh, why can't I think of that?
Multicolor. Toad suck toad.
No, maybe
Well,
that's
this is Jungle George. Amarillo Rust Heart. I'm growing a bunch from Bounty Hunter. So this is Jungle George. So what I have is correct.
yeah. Looks
Um,
exactly like yours.
Yeah. And then we both grew butterscotch stripes, which I also
Yeah,
really
that
like.
one was one of my biggest producers. Oh my gosh, I
Yeah.
still think if I went out, there's probably more ripe tomatoes on that poor plant out there. That one is all the ones that are still giving me fruits. They're going to be in a heat tolerant and drought tolerant video because they took a pounding. Because
You should. You should.
chocolate stripes, what is it with stripes? Butterscotch stripes, orange you glad. That's another one that like it's still giving me like fruits, and I'm just like, how are you alive? The plant looks dead, and there's still fruit on it. Like, what are you
You say
doing?
it all the time. Tomatoes are resilient.
Yeah. I mean, even dead ones still want to provide you fruit.
Teresa says Bill Yoder creates just wonderful flavors. He absolutely does. And beautiful. I can't wait to grow all of his new ones next year. His Duran Duran ones, his Beastie Boys. I'm growing all his Depeche Mode this year, and his Prince. So he's got some great stuff. I can't wait to grow. Your coyote crosses are big and very productive for me, especially Rosie. I'm so glad to hear that, Cynthia. They're a labor of love, that is for sure. Flomaton famous. Hey guys, glad you're here. Make sure you guys put in hashtag tomato. We'll be actually, I was thinking we're ending soon, but we came on 10 minutes later. So we'll go till another 10 minutes or so. So make sure you put in hashtag tomato. Orange, you glad I didn't say Juliet instead of banana? My friend in Fort Worth sent Buku thanks for the shade cloth suggestion. She said it has changed her garden.
Yeah, I'm going to be using more of that next year. It is helpful, but you actually got to put it on.
Brandy got all the prints and so many more. I'm so excited. And Kenneth agrees. Shade cloth has helped to revive my garden. That's really great. That's really great. Urban White Buffalo Farms here. Hey, y'all. I never catch y'all live. Well, we're glad you did. Were you guys going to taste test live? Yeah, let's do some taste testing.
I have got Chupa Chups pink. So let's see if this tastes anything, because Chupa Chups last year was a spitter for me. I probably should have had a napkin. Oh, I'll just make sure I swallow it.
I'm all prepared. I've got paper towels, baggies
right.
to save seeds from stuff I don't finish.
All right, make sure I don't get any Sharpie. People worry about you if you eat Sharpie. It's not toxic anymore, guys, so you can eat the Sharpie if you want to. I don't know. This doesn't smell like something I'm gonna like. Kana, did you steer me wrong? I know she's
Look,
not
we've
watching.
got the same cutting board.
Yeah, I gave you that, didn't I?
You did,
I
yeah.
sent that to you. Okay.
Yes, you did.
I was like, I did send it. Okay, here we go. This is Chupa Chups pink. I think there's like 3 different Chupa Chups, right? Chupa Chups orange, Chupa Chups pink.
At least. I'm not really sure. I haven't grown any of them just because I hadn't heard great things through Kina, but maybe you said she liked that one. Yeah?
It was good in the beginning.
Oh.
Getting weird at the end.
Yeah.
I'm starting to, it's not as bad as Chupa Chups though. Definitely not. I can see where, let me take one more bite here. See if it's the same as. Yeah, same. It's like good in the beginning, but then when you get to the skin, you can start to taste a little bit of antho. It just gets like that weird funky taste I don't like.
Yeah.
But and it's also kind of like, and like I've been saying this in my taste test videos. My plants have been struggling. So like the flavor of things, like I'm not sure whether it's like how it's supposed to be. Like if my plants are just trying to stay alive and they're keeping all like the sugars or whatnot in the plant to keep it going, and the fruits are, because it kind of tastes a little watery. It's still got flavor.
Yeah. I know what you mean though. And those end of season tomatoes are not quite the same. And this really was your end of season technically.
Yeah. So,
although a little earlier, and
it's better than store-bought still.
All right. That's good. The spitter we had last night, and Cordaro, if you're watching, it was Seven Rivers Tricolor. Seven Rivers Tricolor. The pictures did not show antho. I will tell you that. Otherwise, I wouldn't have ordered it. I know so many of you like antho, and I wish I did, because there's so many beautiful tomatoes with anthocyanins in it. Antho, for those of you that don't know, is the it's black basically on tomatoes. I was going to say I don't have anything here. Of course I don't.
Where the sun hits it makes it dark.
Right.
Purple,
and so
black. Yeah.
I feel it tastes like soap. And so even like the top of Seven Rivers Tricolor had the antho. So we ate just the bottom, and just the bottom, you could still taste the antho. So that was our first, like 5 for us is just okay. When you get down below 5 out of 10, it's just bad. So we gave it a 4 out of 10. That was our first 4 this year. So we're actually doing really well this year. We've got mostly 7s, some 8s, and then a couple 9s, which is kind of crazy.
I always forget to rate my tomatoes like that. We really need to start doing it like that. I've had people ask me, like, how would you rate it? Mine's just usually like, whoa, or not bad. It's good.
Jen, I don't think you need to change a thing about what you're doing, because it's working. It's working. You've got huge following, and I think people love you for what you do. I don't know that anybody's looking for ratings.
You're always so sweet to me.
It's true. It's very true. You are loved. I love you.
I love you.
This is my last Nano's meatball dwarf. This is a really tiny one. I mean, they didn't get very big. Like the biggest one was probably this. And I'm debating, do I really want to eat this? I really want to save it for seeds. And I've saved some seeds already, but I've already told you guys it's amazing. So do I need to show that on the air? Probably not.
One you haven't tasted? Or you don't do that without Rob, right?
Well,
you don't want to do it without Rob.
Not the big ones. I don't. Here's some I have tasted already. This is Kiss the Sky, which we really liked. Look at that interior.
Oh, wow.
I've got my
That's
little
deep.
refractometer here. Yeah, I love that coloring.
I wonder if that's going to be smoky or wine-like.
Not as sweet as I thought.
Hmm.
It's a 5.9, which is respectable.
Oh, I forgot to do mine. I got my refractometer.
All right.
Let's see what two.
Put it on there. Yeah, because that is really good. Very intense flavor. Lots of tanginess, followed up by sweetness. I don't remember what we rated it. I would say that's probably a good solid 7.5. That's really yummy.
Oh, this is actually like a little bit over a 6.
Well,
That surprises me.
that's
I
good.
taste all that much sweetness, but it's definitely better than regular old Chupa Chups, for
Well,
sure.
Seven Rivers Tricolor was on my grow list for next year, but I think I'll take it off. I don't like antho. Yeah, really disappointing.
Mm-mm.
And the fruit I picked had the least antho on it as possible as compared to the others. And like I said, just the bottom had that antho flavor. Rob didn't realize it had antho on it. And so when we're tasting it, I said, "Oh, I taste antho." And he said, "Oh, is that what that is?" Because he didn't realize there was antho. We just don't like it.
Got that. It's just funky. Ben kind of likes it. Like I think it's growing on him. The more and more we taste with Antho, he's like, I like it. And I think he's
People
trying to
must.
convince me that I do too. And I'm like, I don't.
I mean, all these breeders are breeding with it. I know it makes for a sexy looking tomato,
Yeah,
but,
it makes really pretty
but
coloring.
some people really like it. And so, I wish I did. It would widen my horizons for tomatoes, that's for sure. I do like, though, antho micros do not have that antho flavor to me. So like Tartufo and there's a whole bunch of them.
Little Red Corvette, doesn't that have Antho? Little Red
Yeah, I
Corvette.
wasn't a fan of Little Red Corvette. But yeah, there's a bunch of micros. Why am I not thinking of them now? Ink Spot, Blauzimmer Tomate. Those to me don't have antho flavoring. Here's one I haven't tried yet. Deb, I don't know if you're here. I haven't seen you commenting. This is Chef Guy Getta.
Oh.
And boy, is this plant productive. Ooh, that's pretty.
Wow.
Really pretty.
So dark.
I know Deb Toothicker and I were really excited for this. This plant is
I remember you talking about that one.
4.1. Little crunchy. Tasty. Not as sweet as I would like. It's good. It's good. I would say a 6. Maybe a 6.5. It does have good tanginess and fruitiness to it. I was picturing it more sweet, unfortunately. Do you use antho tomatoes in your tomato crack? If yes, does it bother you in the tomato crack? Yes, I use it. It's the best place in the world for them. And no, you cannot taste them at all. Years ago, we did, before I knew what antho tasted like, we grew Dancing with Smurfs, which is a basically all blue cherry, OSU Blue, which is again almost an all blue cherry, and Black Beauty. Ugh. And then those of you that were on the black strawberry craze from a few years ago, that one too. It's a perfect use for tomatoes that you don't like because it just takes out the yuckiness and just makes it all condensed and
Cooks
sweet.
it down to just sweet loveliness.
Yep.
Yeah, I use
I know
all my
you had a
tomatoes.
slide on this one.
I grew another one that was is it Eros? EROS? And it's yellow, like a yellow orange.
Oh,
dwarf.
really?
Yeah, and it's a dwarf, but they look like that. They look
Well,
like
Eros means love, right?
Oh,
EROS.
maybe that's why it's named that, because it looks like a penis.
Before we sign off and give away prizes, is there anything that you want to ask Jen and I about stuff we've been growing or supposed to be growing this season that you want to hear thoughts on? Because I can talk about Jarsons for like 10 days. make sure you get your hashtag tomato in. We'll give it another couple minutes. Let me show you a couple more of my Jarsons because I'm obsessed. This is Jarson 12 version 1, not ripe yet.
Wow.
This is a cross between Copia and Zapotec. Zapotec is an old red heirloom we grew a couple of years ago, and it's fluted just like this.
I was going to say the fluting's from the Zapotec, right?
This is, yep, and this is the same exact cross. This is just regular Jarson 12. So look what happened. Same exact cross.
And it doesn't have the fluting. Does it have any fluting at all?
Nope.
Okay.
And it's like big and just pink. It's a little hard. We haven't tasted that one yet. We've tasted this one. It was pretty good. This one we have not tasted yet. Not quite ripe yet, but this is Jarson 9/1.
Oh, wow.
That is Kazula 37-4 and Ananas Noir.
They're always just so pretty, like the marbled
I know.
coloring. And then you just don't know what's going to be on the inside. It's like a big surprise.
And the crazy thing is I'm looking at the Jarson cross list here. So Jarson 9 says it's a cross between Kazula 37-4 and Ananas Noir. Jarson 10 is Ananas Noir and Kazula 37-4, the exact same tomatoes. So I asked Bill Yoder about it, thinking maybe just one's the mother plant and one's the father plant.
Yeah.
And I think that's what, now I'm forgetting what he told me, but I think that's what it is.
Is
The
it
same
just
exact tomatoes.
so like if you take pollen from one and put it on the other and then do it vice versa?
Right. That's what I'm thinking.
It could create a different.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
And
so
I love Jarson 10, so hopefully love Jarson 9-1. I think I talked about this last week, but I was given seeds by a friend in Poland for this mutation of Sergeant Pepper's yellow she called Sergeant Pepper's white. But she showed me pictures of her Sergeant Pepper's white, and they were yellow with a little antho on top. Well, I grew it out. They are yellow with no antho. And the plant is swimming in these things, and they're delicious.
Oh, nice.
So I talked to Keena and Jen. I think we're going to name this Sergeant Pepper's peach because the inside looks like a peach. We're naming all these things. It's just to reduce confusion when we're all trading and stuff. Because you can call it Sergeant Pepper's white, but if you look online at Sergeant Pepper's white, it's kind of white and it's got antho at the top. This is not that. And I don't want to not share the seeds because it's too good.
Now, did your plants get it? Are your plants doing really well? Were they covered with foliage? Because I've noticed that I can get like the ones in the greenhouse that are supposed to have antho will not have any antho because they're under shade cloth. Or if the plant's doing really well and the tomatoes are covered by foliage really well, they won't get antho. But then as the plant dies and the leaves become crispy and the light can get through, then you'll start to see antho on later fruits.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, maybe if you're later.
Where those are, the foliage is still really good.
So maybe if you just wait till your plants die and the sun hits some of them, they might have some of that antho.
I don't know.
I noticed that with Alice's Dream last year.
Yeah.
Somebody kept, I put up pictures of no antho and someone was like, oh, that's not Alice's Dream. And that was the one.
I remember that.
That was the one I had in the greenhouse. And then the one outside, it's the same seed, and they had antho on them.
I don't know. Well, I will tell you, you cannot taste any antho in those babies. I've had several. They're delicious. Yeah. All right. Oops, we got a comment here. My favorite tomato is genuine beefsteak tomatoes are a hybrid variety of tomato that are a cross between the Brandywine and Castelluccio Genovese heirloom varieties. This year, yellow streaks on top. Very nice. Great. We grew Castelluccio the same year that we grew that Zapotec, nice ribbed red tomato. Drew wants to know, do you fertilize with what? How often?
I like mushroom compost. But as far as fertilizer, I will use whatever. I fertilized a couple times this year. But there was and I used it like I top dressed around my plants, but there was no rain. So I don't even think the fertilizer got worked down into the soil, but usually I only do it a couple of times. Once at the beginning, and then once I think mid-July is when I'll do it, June, July. something tomato. Like I think I used what is it? Tomato tone. I think I've
Oh
used
yeah, a
that.
lot of people use that.
Um, or vegetable, something that says it's for all vegetables. But yeah, mushroom compost is what I really like to. And I'm just trying to build up my soil with like uh wood chips. Let wood
Mhm.
chips break down and feed the soil and just build up better soil. But yeah, nothing seemed to. And that's one of the things I learned this year. There is no amount of mulching that can combat near 100-degree heat and no rain for 2 months.
No,
Like I could have
no,
mulched up to my neck and it's still
yeah,
there's no usually I don't have to water like ever because it just locks it in, but there was just so many days of like near 100, which is not the norm for here, and
no,
so dry. It's still
yeah.
dry. Every time we go somewhere else it rains. Ben just went golfing today and he sent me pictures. He's like, it's a lovely day for golfing and it's like pouring down rain. I'm like, well, it's hot and sunny here. What's new? But yeah,
Well, next year we can look forward to next year and
next
some of
year
the
we're going
stuff
to get
that we've
rain.
learned.
We'll get rain and it'll be a normal year.
Dana
Please.
wants, how much time do you spend on your gardens?
Oh,
For me, not enough time. I wish I had more time, but like on a weekend day, I'll be out there for a couple hours. It really depends on the time of year also. You know, during the planting out stage and all of that, I'm out there often all day if I can.
mhm. I put
Now
so much time into mine this year. So much time.
Rob and I are still strapping things and harvesting it with 150 plants is taking a while. So maybe an hour or two right now. Sorry.
I just
I'm just
the
gonna keep
past past
it.
couple weeks I've been avoiding both of mine at all
I
costs.
would too. I would too. You just reboot and regroup.
Yeah.
Don't do
I've
it.
just
It's too
been
painful.
well, I've been saving seeds and doing taste
Yeah,
tests too, so it's just an afterthought now.
yeah.
Uh, I'll get out there. Maybe I'll do the tour tomorrow of it and just give everybody the letdown of that one too. Here,
Oh, it won't be a letdown. I think
let's
you're
let's go out and pout in my garden here at my house.
no. It helps everybody else who's having a really awful year, and there's
Oh
many,
yeah.
many of you are having a really awful year.
Yeah, if you want someone to relate to because you're having a bad year, my video is it. There are other videos out there and they're liars. Like
They are. They're clickbait. Don't buy into it. That was
they're
lame.
motivational speaking. I didn't want to hear that crap. Like
No, you didn't. I told you. We're referring to a video that's put out by a famous gardening YouTuber, and the video said something like, "I'm done with gardening. I'm never doing this again," or something. It's from a really big
mhm,
YouTuber, and this was after Jen told me what happened with her, and I'm like, "Oh, I haven't watched any of his stuff in a long time.
yeah.
So I'm gonna watch this, and then I can send it to Jen. It's perfect because if he's having a bad year,
Yeah,
anything can
that's what
happen. He
exactly
wasn't
what I
having a
thought.
bad year.
Because years past, like before I did my own YouTube channel, I watched him a lot. But like now I don't have time to hardly watch anybody's YouTube. I get on there and try to catch up with you and things like that, but I used to watch him a lot and he's does really well. And so
Yeah,
he
he
put that
does.
video up and I was just like, "Oh, if he's
Mhm.
having a bad year, I'm not as, a horrible gardener as I feel right now because he's a good gardener. I know he's a good gardener. I know
He's
I'm
a
a good
great gardener.
gardener. I'm a
Yeah.
good gardener too, but I just wanted like if he and then it was just oh, we're having our best year of tomatoes. Like, dude, I
Yeah,
just
he
want
showed, like, one little bed that, like,
yeah,
the
and it
kale had
wasn't
gone to
even
seed or something.
yeah, they went to seed. They were not bad looking plants. They had gone to seed. That's I was just like, dude, that's even good too. Now you can save seeds from your lettuces. Like,
Drew,
what?
yes. To answer your question, yes. James P.
Oh,
Um,
yeah, yep. I didn't want to name
I
names because I just don't
I
like
think
calling
I
people
didn't
out.
say a name, I just confirmed. IB
Oh,
Grubbin, there's no fall gardening in your zones. Yes, I'm fall gardener,
yeah, I go
and
fall garden. I'm gonna try fall gardening. I usually get everything usually gets eaten, but I I keep trying. Like I do cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower, lettuce
oh,
again.
that's
I'll do
I
all
don't
that
even
stuff.
bother with I do kale
I'm
I
determined.
planted a second round of potatoes because I've
Mm.
started doing fall potatoes. And then I say this a lot too. I take suckers from my plants. I've got like a second round of tomatoes, which is what I was going to bring to Jen. I've got some in grow bags, sucker plants that will give me nice fresh tomatoes when these guys are kind of dying down. Looks like Kenneth's getting some
Someone, Terry Crafty 333 asked, "Didn't you try the straw bales, Jen?" Yes, they dried up and died very much, just like everything else. I was watering them, but like the third week of like heat and it's yeah. Like there's only just so much watering I was willing to do, and then because the heat wouldn't let up, I was just like, okay, I give. So yeah, nothing. I don't think I got not one tomato from the straw bales. I don't think it. I don't think that it's. I want to try it again next year. I definitely want. I think if I would have watered them, kept watering them, but I'd have had to water them twice a day.
It seems like a lot of
It's
maintenance for those
just
things. It seems like you have to do all this stuff to get them ready. It seems
right.
like I
Yeah.
don't know what the benefit is really, other than it's cool to try.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I mean, they were doing really, really well. Like at the onset of it, I was thoroughly impressed and excited, and
yeah,
I thought about all the possibilities. Like I wanted to try new stuff. Like I want to do beans next year. So I'm gonna give it another go. But this will be my third try if I can. But it's things that I have to continuously water. It's not good for me.
because we're dry farmers.
Not good for me.
Drew said straw bales are producing. Yes, they need water.
Mhm. Yeah,
um,
everything needs water, but I usually
home-
rely on Mother Nature. Like,
Homegrown in Illinois says I've had all year rain plus some blowing all the tomatoes out. I've watered twice since May
oh,
15th. Wow.
I'm so sorry.
Wow.
I would have totally traded you a week or two.
And Mary says I was afraid of doing the straw bales for that reason. Yeah, I guess a benefit would be you don't have to deal with soil-borne diseases if that's a problem in your area. But I really, it seems like doesn't save space really. It doesn't. I just don't know what the benefit is other than that. But
I guess if you
Craig
only have like a
LaHoolier likes them. If
driveway.
Craig LaHoolier likes them, then
Yeah,
must
I
be
mean, like
good.
he grew a bunch of his stuff in his driveway. So I'm guessing like if you didn't
Yep.
have like any kind of
Right.
ground, maybe you just needed
Yep.
something.
And it's
But like,
organic medium.
but it's not
Or
something like
maybe
I would
organic.
put like on a deck though, like because
No, you'd rather deck.
mhm.
All right. Well, I guess we have to end. I've eaten so many tomatoes, I have to go to the
Yeah.
bathroom.
You go pee your pants.
Gonna pee my pants, but let's give away some prizes, you guys. Thanks for joining us for our
Yes, this is so
2
much
of us
fun.
today.
Mhm.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no,
Uh-oh.
what? What'd you do now?
Oh no, when I had to log back in.
Oh, the wheel. Oh no. So nobody's hashtag tomatoes in there?
There's 8 guys, put your hashtag tomato in quickly. Only 18 people have done it. Yeah, I guess I forgot I had to go back and redo it.
Oh,
Put in
yeah.
hashtag tomato. We'll
Do
give
it
it another
again.
minute.
If you already did it once, do it again.
Yeah. Mary says, maybe if I ran my drip irrigation to the bales yeah, that could be a good thing to do. Heidi says, I would think mice in the straw bales. Good point.
Ooh,
Yeah.
what?
All right. She would
Mice?
think that mice would get in the straw bales.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
I
a
haven't
really good
seen
point.
that, and I hope I don't. So I don't like that.
Oh, good. All right. We'll get 44 entries. We'll give it another minute or so. Keep them going.
I watched on some.
M.I. Gardner.
What?
I haven't bought from M.I. Gardner in a while, but I have in the past.
Oh, is that a comment? What did it say?
Yep. It says any of you buy from M.I. Gardner?
Yes, I have quite a few times. They had an issue with their squash. There was like a squash that I just ordered, and it came with 2 seeds. And I
Are you
messaged them.
serious?
Their customer service is great. So I just messaged them and said, "Hey, you gave me a packet of 2 seeds." And they sent me a message back and said, "Oh, we'll gladly replace it. We did have an issue with that variety and the machine, I guess, not putting in
Oh,
enough seeds." But then they sent me another pack with 4 seeds in it, and I was just
You're
I was like, so
well,
you obviously you knew that they were packaged wrong. You should have taken them all off the shelf or checked them or something, and they didn't. They just sent me another package with only 4 seeds. It's supposed to come with 10.
okay, well, they're making up the difference slowly but surely.
It's still, yeah. I was just like,
Um,
I didn't even message again. I was like,
he's in our group. He's in Tomato Lovers Collective and
Oh,
Swap.
is he? Is he? Uh-huh.
Yeah, remember he tried to post that thing.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I do remember that. Not gonna fly in here.
Oh, IB Grubbin says, oops, I just bought last night. They have 40% off. Good deal. His prices are very good.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm still gonna buy from him, and that's not gonna deter me from buying. But I was just kind of like, come on, I don't.
All right, let's give
Just
away
a little
some prizes.
frustrating.
So my 5 varieties, yours are going to be a surprise, right?
Yeah, yeah. I
Oh,
don't
I
like.
wanted there was one more I wanted to show you guys.
Yeah, that'll be a lot of the stuff I talked about.
Like, all right, cool. Well, that's a good. Oh, I did have a couple more things I wanted to show, like a dog with a bone.
Oh yeah.
We both grew Lavorgien, so I'm going to give away seeds for my potato leaf Lavorgien, which is supposed to be the one you get. Jen and I both got this one also, which is a purple one, and it's not supposed to be regular leaf. So my potato leaf looked like this. So there's that.
Ooh.
But also I wanted to show you 2 plants that I've got going right now.
Your
Look at,
potato leaf looks a lot similar to what the actual pictures they were supposed to be, right?
I think so. Somebody
Yeah,
said
that
it
looks more
wasn't, but
like. Mm-hmm.
yeah. Look
Okay.
at, this was today. Look at my Jarson 26. Look at this
My
plant.
gosh,
That's
loaded.
this. That's this one, which we have not tasted yet.
Oh,
So
I can't wait to hear about it.
have I mentioned lately that I love Jarsons? And then my son, this is another funny one he picked. It's called large membranous. And
That's weird.
these plants, these fruits are absolutely humongous.
Yeah, they look big.
Haven't tasted that one yet. Right.
Do they feel heavy? Because it kind of sounds like it might be like hollowish.
Well,
Membranous.
not hollow, but I'm not sure if it's going to get to that 2-pounder that Rob wants so much, but we will see.
I definitely didn't get to my 3-pounder. I didn't even make it to a 2-pounder this year. I don't know if the deer got one. Jerks.
All right, so I'm going to give away 2 packets. And my 5 will be Nano's Meatball, Jarson 10, Suffer Well, Shake the Disease, and Lavorgien for 2 people. 5 seeds each. And you will get them sometime in this century. Kim Lund, congrats, Kim.
Kim.
Okay, and next one. I'm working on the trades and the prizes, but it'll likely be at the end of the season. Kenneth Spangler. Congrats, Kenneth. Okay. And
All right,
then
my turn.
what you're going to give away 2 surprise packets of your favorites?
Yep.
All right. First one. Lauren M.
Oh, yay.
Like your name, Lauren.
Lauren M. Okay.
Kelly Natchbull. Congratulations, you guys. Thanks for being here.
I will try to remember to put my email. If you don't have Facebook and you can't use Messenger, I'll try to remember to put my email on there and you guys contact me.
We love doing this with you guys each month. It's and I know not everybody can watch live. For those of you that are able to watch live, we have 84 live viewers right now, which is really amazing.
That's great.
So thank you for being here with us. It just gives us the energy, that we love, and
chatting with our friends.
Chatting with our friends, and obviously Jen's had a rough time of it this week.
Yeah, I needed this.
I gave her the option to not do it.
Yeah, she's like, hey, if you don't feel like talking about tomatoes, I was like, no, I need to talk about it.
Glad you did.
Let's talk about tomatoes. I want to see, I still wanted to see your beautiful tomatoes and hear about how well your garden's doing. Like, something good is happening, just not in my garden.
Oh, I love you, buddy.
I love you too.
I do love you. We'll see. We don't know what we're doing for next month yet. Craig, we don't know when Craig's coming back. Sometime at the end of the season, or
Mhm.
maybe in the fall. So he is definitely coming back. He's like our favorite guest ever.
He's our
Um,
friend.
He is our friend. He
He's
is our
our friend.
friend.
Yeah.
Oh, Laura Bradley says, "Love your show." Thanks, Laura. We appreciate
Aw,
it.
thank you, Laura. So
And Brianna says,
nice.
"It's tomato therapy." Yep, nothing like it.
It's fun
Mary,
just sitting here chatting with your friends about something that we all
it
love.
is,
I love seeing the
isn't it?
comments and knowing that you're all like with me, even though I can't see you.
It's
I can
true.
see in the comments, and
It's really
yeah.
true. We are friends, even if we don't know you. We're all connected with tomatoes. Life is really
Mhm.
hard,
Yeah.
and
Oh my gosh,
you
right
know,
now.
it's you know, this is where we can come and
Forget about all the other stuff that's going on right now around us.
yeah, right. Unless your garden's doing crappy, and then that's the thing that's not going well in your life.
Yeah, but I mean, there's still tomatoes to be looked at and talked
Yeah,
about.
that's right. That's right.
Just
And
not in
dreams
my
for next
garden.
year.
Just not in my gardens.
Sister, you know I will drive you down a big load of tomatoes tomorrow if you want me
I'm
to.
gonna be starting micro soon. I'll be
All
just
right.
fine. I'm
All
saving
right.
seeds. That's fun too. I've got the goo all over my hands.
All right. Yeah, you guys, if you're in the group, start saving seeds for Micro-palooza or collecting. We'll start that September 1st. And yeah, we'll see you next time. We'll see you in September. Peace,
And
love, get the gratitude on. Go grow tomatoes.
I hope you all enjoy your day.
Bye,
Bye.
guys. Love you all.